thing is like the rishis were, I mean, obviously this was done in the Dwapar Yuga. Were these all verbal, or were they actually etched? Because in your book again, you know, you said that the rishis is in the ashram and they're speaking. So these were actually etched on physical palm leaves in the Dwapar Yuga. Is that correct?
See, this is a very, again, a very vague statement. All this breaking of yugas and this and that is all have been written in our scriptures. Nobody had measured it, this thing, which is what and what is what. Anyway, we will leave this issue for the time being. Whatever that yuga or whatever we have thought of, they were, they have been written from time immemorial. Now that 5,000 years and 6,000 years and then 5,130, then Mahabharata and Ramayana and the Dvapar Yuga ended and Kali Yuga started. All these are all the, what to call, um, sayings, or the those who are expert on this, they have said so. In this particular case, where when the Nadi was written, answer to that was given in one of my uh, discussions. So
Mm-hmm.
we were sitting two, three persons, those who were interested in knowing. And see, generally it happens that Nadi reader will not open a packet or leaf just like that. Because he says, sorry, sir, it will be opened only for that person whose thumb impression is there. Otherwise, we will not open. I mean, that's it. And that they are right also. But in that particular Nadi center, and when we were two, three persons were sitting and discussing, then we said that we would like to know from you, means from the leaf, regarding that particular leaf which is you holding in your hand when it was written.
Mm.
So the answer to that, it said that there is a machine, which modern machine, which calculates the mathematical thing, that is a what you call as a calculator.
Calculate.
So they said this particular machine is unfit to do that, because the calculation what we are going to tell you will not fit into those number of slots of your figures. And it did happen that way. I vaguely remember, because this, when we were talking about it, we were not very serious about that question and then the answer which had come. It was something like 5,000, some 100, 200, some again. It came in such a way that number of the moon, full moon day times. He said
Mm-hmm.
so many, calculate this into number of so many full moons, and this full moon should so much. And like that, the calculation kept on happening, and it had about three, four, five type of calculation. And roughly, I remember 5,000 plus 200, something like that. That calculation came when we were doing it by hand. We stopped doing this on calculator. But that person who had actually done it on his paper and pen, he is no more. And that's unfortunate part of it. But I vaguely remember it was 5,200 or plus minus like that.
Okay, okay. So it is about 5,200, something approximately like that, right?
At that time, that particular, we are now again
At
specific.
least
I asked if I am not talking about the very
all the.
fact, or that how the literature is thing. I am saying this is the leaf which is in your hand. I am talking about the specific one. The
Mm-hmm.
answer came to that. Then
Okay,
the
got it.
next leaf may be 100 years earlier or 200 years later. That we don't know, because I
Right,
was
right.
very precise while asking the question, because my friend said, you asked. So when I said the leaf which is in your hand, I'm talking about that only, not anything else.
Right.
I'm
Not
not
all of it.
talking about the historicity of this entire Nadi leaves and this and that. So
Right.
that's it.
And yes, yes,
So
got it.
the answer may will differ if somebody by any chance after me 100 years, 50 years, somebody asks that, because that answer is specifically to that leaf.